I know I made a fool out of myself, and I don't know if I got kicked off the internet. But anyways, I'm gonna try it out because I was gonna do TikTok and other areas. But if I did get kicked out, I'm willing to accept that as a consequence because of my actions the other day, and they shouldn't have been acting out of line, anyways. Um, so I want to go over code for the Mexican document and the human unified agenda of federal regulatory and regulatory actions and database that outlines planned regulatory actions for the U.S. federal agencies. This platform enables public tracking of upcoming rules and regulations, timelines, and economic impact assessments. A mandated As mandated by executive order. For more details, visit the regime for information.gov. For 2013, not sure if vulgar language was used, but can add that 2013 the manifestations were just calls, and nothing was made as rules for any books or books. It was mentioned though, and then along with a lot of calls that like NFL, ESPN were also called Disneyland as well. Those were just yells, and then so nothing counts for the 2013 year. Where they weren't no rules were made until now, until with the 2.0 MIT software. It is not Apache. My software is agency policy on Bible Truth Books founding page, and interconnects with Virginia1661.com. And in 2021, here is why we need to be firm on the internet policy rules. It's already written, and then I will be implementing my own as an individual processes. We're all going to be starting to be able to be we're all gonna have to start being responsible for our own things, and then we're not gonna have to try to rely on anybody else because it's not really their job, and then we can't really accept no all the time, so we're just gonna have to start working together or not. Nobody here could tell you what you are, and so know that in 2021 here's why we need the internet rules, and why third parties interfere. So they interfere when they're taking from us. Yeah. If we want to go public, we should be able to do that. We don't agree to all the same privacy policies. And then this is a way of keeping the internet more safe, though, with the third parties, because they do keep a lookout for anything like nudity and cyber attacks and stuff. But you guys need to go a little bit harder with that. So yes, we support bipartisanship. I will be happy to help regulating this process through the police departments so that we can both understand that regardless of the political parties on non-preferred party or non-preferred parties, meaning I support both. Had if ethnicity had to have a clear understanding, and if Mexico needed to reach out, and if we can come to agree that Mexican has a federal, and so does the minority of the others, ethnics, status of race. I don't know how they get funded yet, so we'll get there right now. That is waiting. So they're also waiting to share the goals and structures in America's infrastructure, that they can both be doing that on the same shared grounds. I can agree that they remain yes to helping us as well, and the agreement of understanding both can be federal and they can share rules. This would be a start of the first agreement and would bring a better understanding to both, that it will remain continued funding, and all senior citizens shall be able to live with the same, like a comfortable life. So we also come up with the litigation process. That way, there's not going to be nobody where uh, uh, somebody's going to have the power to take your rights to life away, and they're not going to be able to just put you to jail, and you're never going to be able to fight that. So we already got a litigation going with the confession part, and that is not going to be part of Facebook or Meta or none of that. We want this to be a more litigation to where it's only going to be the victim in the jail, and they can come to us and we can start there. And since COVID, we have a lot of distance in the social distance part that we don't really want to get anybody sick at the same time. But we still want to help them, and this is the only way. Um, so we'll we'll remain with the shared rules. It would be a start, and then the senior citizens to be taken care of, and then with the same funding match, so each gets the same. And shall the minimum wage shall be $25 an hour because wow, for those who share the opportunity, I do want to also help with the guardian on the land too. So we also have the army and military. However we do this, it's fine. This is a minority process, and then so Mexicans federal, British federal, African federal, Filipino federal, Arabic federal. Yes, these shall never change. And the territories shared all are to match equals same in the same structure. No worries on the funding. The currency is unlimited. So it shall not be banned from the internet for any okay, so if I'm um like acting a fool on the internet, I shall be banned from the internet. So this should go for all people, and then they'll be banned from the channels as well for any derogatory remarks or threats from here on August 4th, 2026. If we can't come up with a solution, the final call is war. Before the war, we must make clear that it must be a safe war, and we can go at it with a tug of war. We can do point paintball, guns in the designated area, and then we can do this to however is best mediated and make sure it's fair. And we all have an opportunity to participate. We can do how you feel is best, but no guns that'll kill. So no one's to kill. We will, okay, but no guns to kill. They're not going to be permitted. We can do this, do things like Jeopardy, see who's even the smartest. I'm confident in this win. So I hope it's not being a reason to be mad, but this is what we can do under the rules and laws and moral laws. That is what we can work with. Remember, the 10 Catholic commandments are serious laws, first laws, and shall remain the laws for life, even if church and state and federal and their differences. Here at this moment, August 4th, 2026, we are getting ready for August 18th and August 25th and August 27th and August 28th. Moments, let's not forget this was a moment. Um, Stocks and currency and territory with the Mexicans. I will be firm when I say this. So please accept me as I am. And Biden knows the deal. So it's now to be this, I figured, a way to do an individual process. We can have all churches bless this final announcement. And I state that it's a fact that I should not allow anyone to use my name or social security on my task until we are on the understanding, until we're on the understanding that this land is shared. And it's to my wonder if perhaps none are aware of the passed down land of the deal, considering it was word of mouth back then. And they do, the documents we currently have has reason to believe that personal, perhaps people ask that because it's possible they to They themselves didn't have the same documents. And before we go further, I will be clear that this nation, east on the map to the Pacific, is a Mexican, African, and Arabic. In Canada, it's Filipino and Anglos. If any word for Anglos is misused or used as status of race, we the nations are asking not to be rude, but what is your nation's status? What are you? Find it. If you don't know the, then that's okay. We can allow that to be used under what is called whatever you want. We can then have a nation's nationality, and have the correct strengths and brotherhood of Caucasian and Germany and Britain put together. But this is the way we want the map. All Africans have mid east to west. They share with the Arabic from the Pacific to Atlanta. And then pine trees are a symbol of the Arabic territories. Nopales are Mexican and a tree. So going forward, Anglo's plan placed a great role here too, because they grew strong enough to fight back when integrating here by their parents' choice. Many grew up being poor too, so they were also bullied. Try to take some understanding in this, but they also taught us lots of things, and that was how to do things real professional. Now, here's where we are today. So the respect is there, and know that. So you guys need to know that, and then we just need to be clear on the fact that we know um we know the land too. So we're ready for the agreements. If you guys are ready, then we can begin with the solutions, and then you guys can come up and let us know about the nationality part, because we're really interested in a lot of things. This is just the beginning of a new start. But the 18th, the 25th, the 27th, those are new days. That everything's just gonna change, and I don't know how it's gonna go, but I know it's gonna be back to like where it was in 1980s. So if we're gonna go back, we're gonna go back. We're gonna try to use the same housing process and stuff, but the whole income stuff, I'll get on that next. Has to meet where two people can live together in a house and be able to afford that without having the full stresses and the things to repeat, because a lot of things are at this stop point now. Not nothing's going to repeat where it didn't work out, and we're hoping you can get some understanding in that. That'll be all.